It's your boy DTA Lifestyle and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be a question time video. I haven't done one of these videos since my introduction video, so this is going to be a more in-depth video, more interesting questions. Yeah, without any further ado, let's go. I've got the questions written down on my phone, so I'm going to be answering roughly about 20 plus questions. So the first question is, who inspired your fashion sense, or do you just freestyle your drip? A lot of the drip that you may see me wear or that I do wear, I just freestyle it myself. I may have seen it somewhere and thought, you know what, that fit makes sense, but I know a way that can make it look a little bit better, or I know a way that I can make it look better. So yeah, it's a bit of both. My surroundings definitely influence my fashion sense. It can be a good or bad thing because sometimes you may be limited, and it can be a good thing because sometimes you may see something like out of this world, or you may see something that is like, wow, I've never seen that before. I want to wear something like that and style it my own way. What's your dream holiday destination and why? My dream holiday destination, I've got a couple actually. One of them is Maldives. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Maldives. Correct me in the comments if I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. Yeah, definitely the Maldives. From what I've seen of that country, it's very beautiful. Views, the clear blue water. It just looks like a place to be just for pure relaxation and just peace. Yeah. Also, I know I can make some amazing content if I was to ever go there. Yeah. You know, that kind of cinematic content. Yeah, I feel like if I'm there, poof, the amount of content I'll make here, there, it will be amazing. Question number 3. What motivates you to wake up every day with motivation and drive, even if you may not be able to see any results so far? That's a very good question. Very good question. I'm going to read it again. What motivates you to wake up every day with motivation and drive, even if you may not see any results so far? What motivates me to wake up every day with motivation is the fact that I'm nowhere where I want to be in life currently. Do you know what I mean? So when I have that mindset that I've still got a long way to go, that in itself will motivate me to keep on going. Because I know that if you're aiming for the top that's up there and you're only like here, seeing how far you need to go will make you know that, you know what, I need to buckle up my ideas. I need to like put on my grinding boots, or I need to just keep on going. Seeing where I need to go or where I'm trying to get to naturally motivates me and just like gives me like the drive to just keep on going, you know. And the second part of the question is, even if you may not be able to see any results so far. So that's another drive that keeps me going, because I know I haven't seen the results that I want to see. It just makes me, it gives me a visual representation to know how far I am, and it allows me to know that, you know what, you got to keep on going, you got to keep on pushing, you got to keep on striving towards success. That definitely motivates me to keep on going. Yeah, that's a very good question. I like that one. What is your favorite food cuisine and why? This one excites me because I love my food. You know why this question is so hard? Because there's so many amazing foods out there. So to narrow it down to one is difficult. What is your favorite food cuisine and why? Okay. You know what, this is going to sound biased, but I think it's Nigerian food, you know. You know what? And this is not just because I'm Nigerian. Like, the selection, the variety, you're just spoke for choice with Nigerian food. You see Nigerian food, yeah? When you have good Nigerian food that's cooked well to perfection, it's just delicious. Your taste buds will just be dancing with joy, you know? Oh, it's even getting me excited right now. I think it has to be Nigerian food. Yeah. Okay, let me think of one that's outside of Nigerian food. You know what, I like Turkish food a lot actually. And I've been to many different fine restaurants that serve Turkish food, and yeah, Turkish food is the one, I can't lie. Yeah, so if I had to pick two, it would be Nigerian food and Turkish food. But question number 5, why do some people hate on others, or why are they envious of others? Okay, with that question, I would say some people may hate on others because maybe you're a reflection of what they want to be, or you're a reflection of where they're trying to reach. And maybe every time they see you, it makes them understand that they're not where they want to be. Yeah. So it's not good. It's definitely not good to hate on people. Everyone has their time. Everyone has their purpose in life, and everyone has their appointed time when things will happen for them. So hating on people, it just takes so much energy out of you, negative energy that can just be converted into positive energy. Do you know what I mean? You can take, whilst you're hating, you can take that person's life or whatever that person is doing as motivation or drive to better what you're doing. I've never really understood why people hate on other people. Like, hate is it's a strong word. For you to hate someone or hate on someone, that means you despise of them, like you can't stand them. Do you know what I mean? So for someone to do something that makes you feel like that, I think that's a you problem. That's a problem that that individual needs to sort out for themselves. And hate is a strong word. And like I said, rather than you hating them or rather than you being envious of someone, you can use that energy and convert it into drive or passion or motivation to better whatever situation you're in, or try to better whatever situation you're in. Or even furthermore, ask that person you're hating on if you have that relationship with them, or clearly you won't have that relationship with them if you're hating on them. Or anyone that is doing well around you, you can even that you feel comfortable talking to. You can even ask them, how did you get to this level? What does it take to get to this level? What sacrifices have you been through to get to this stage? Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes when you hear what people have to go through to reach the level that they are, or the sacrifices they have to make to reach the next stage in their life, or a specific level or height in their life, you will understand that, you know what, you're not even willing to go through half of the sacrifices or challenges or obstacles that that person went through. And you realize in the long term, you were just hating over nothing because you won't even do half of what that person has done. So yeah, that one is a deep-rooted question. What's the definition of a good friend to you? It's a person where they're not only there for the good, they're also there for the bad. They understand you, they understand your flaws, they understand your bad traits, they understand your good traits. They understand that you're not perfect. They understand that even though you may argue with them, or even though you may have differences, or you may not agree on the same thing, they can still respect you as a person and understand that at the end of the day, there's always love that's there between you two, and your disagreements doesn't mean it's the end of the friendship. That's a good friend to me. A good friend is someone that is able to be there through any situation and will tell you when you're in the wrong, will tell you when you're right, and will defend you behind your back. That's a good friend to me. Would you model for a brand for free and get free publicity, or would you refuse to model for the brand for free and charge them a small fee, and why? Okay, let me break this question down. To answer the first question, yes, I would model for a brand for free. And the reason why I would model for a brand for free is because sometimes you've got to look at the bigger picture. Just because a certain brand may not be paying you, or just because a certain brand may not give you certain incentives to model for them, it doesn't mean that you should just turn down the opportunity. For me personally, what I would do is, if I noticed that a big brand was interested in working with me and they didn't want to pay me, I would look at the bigger picture, because sometimes it's not always about money. Because they can pay you and, okay, cool, you're not getting the real exposure that you may want. What if all you need is exposure? In a sense, that brand is kind of helping you with what you need. So sometimes money is not everything, because they may pay you, but you may not get the right exposure that you want. But if it's a thing of where you're getting free exposure and it's a big brand, let's say they have millions of followers, or they got a platform that reaches the masses, millions, billions of people. If they're gonna give you free exposure, that may be the boost that you need to kickstart your career, or that can put eyes on you, that can create more opportunities for you. As much as money is important, sometimes it's good to see the bigger picture. So to answer this question, I would say, the first bit of this question, I would say, yes, I would model for a brand for free if it meant that they're giving me free exposure. The next bit of the question is, would you refuse to model for a brand for free and charge them a small fee, and why? Okay, so obviously I understand that everything is business. Depending on the brand, depending on what they're offering, if it's a thing of where, like I said, the brand is a brand that you feel like what the brand is asking for is a lot from you, more than within your rights to charge them a fee. But like I said, you got to look at the bigger picture. If the brand has a big, massive platform, should I say, and your main thing that you need is exposure, free publicity, and they're doing that for you, sometimes you got to think about, is it really worth jeopardizing that opportunity? To answer this question in its entirety, if I had to pick, I would model for a brand for free if it meant I'll get free publicity, because like I said, money's not everything. But don't get it twisted, I still want to get paid. Cool, next question. Is it possible to never experience road rage when driving, or do you think every driver will experience an episode of road rage at some point in their life? You see this question about road rage, yeah? You see this question, all I can say is, yeah, you see the roads, there's some very interesting characters that drive on this road. And I can't lie, sometimes I even question myself how certain people even got their license. Let me not be a hypocrite. Sometimes, let me not say myself. Sometimes someone who may look like me sometimes does things that are also questionable on the road in terms of driving. I would say that every driver will probably experience another driver doing something that will get on their nerves or make them react in a way that they don't usually react. Obviously, at the same time, you just gotta drive safe and keep your eyes on the road. Does the bad weather affect you at all? If so, how does the weather affect your mood / mental health or general day of living? Okay, cool. Does the weather affect my mood? Yes, the weather does affect my mood. Let's say, for example, I'm in a lovely hot country, the sun is shining, there's a nice breeze passing by, and I'm ready to create some content. That weather will positively affect my mood because everything around me is good. Next question. Do you agree with the term, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression? If so, why? Yes, I do agree with the term, you don't get a first chance to make a first impression. The reason why is because the way you present yourself to someone the first time is the way that they're going to remember you. Obviously, with time, you can change that, but you never get a first opportunity or chance to give someone a first impression of you. So that's why it's important to always make sure that your first impression is a good first impression. Would you pick dinner with the wealthiest person on earth or collect £500,000, and why? You see this question, yeah? This question always makes me laugh. The reason why this question always makes me laugh is because, first of all, a lot of people, I've heard them say that they would pick dinner with the wealthiest person on earth. But what I don't understand is, what makes you think that wealthiest person on earth is going to give you the advice that would help you make, let's say, X amount of money? Also, the trials and tribulations that that person has been through, that wealthiest person in the world has been through, just because that person has gone through all of that they're going through and they've come out successful doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that the information that they're going to give you, if you act on it, you're also going to be successful. Because the way I see it is, what was written for that person has already been written. What is written for you has already been written. No matter what anybody else tells you, or no matter what advice anyone gives you, yes, advice can help, but that doesn't mean that the same trajectory or the same way that they've seen success is the same way you're going to see success. So to cut a long story short, I will collect the 500k and keep it moving and invest in whatever I want to invest in, or put that into whatever I want to pull it in. So yeah, forget the wealthiest person dinner or whatever. Forget having dinner with the wealthiest person. I'll just collect the money and do what I want to do with it. The way I see this question is, yeah, what if you even have dinner with this person and the advice you're expecting to get, or the life-changing conversation you're expected to have with this person doesn't even happen, then you've just wasted 500k to have dinner with the wealthiest person in the world. But yeah, anyways, that's just me. Don't follow my advice. I'm just stating my own opinion. I love that question. It's a funny one. Next question. What would you say to someone who feels like giving up on their dreams and goals after many years of trying and not seeing any results? You see this question, yeah? This question is so relatable and it hits deep to me. And I'm sure it hits deep for many others. Because a lot of us in this world or in life, we're doing something or we're trying our best to try and reach our goals and aspirations and our dreams and visions. We're trying so hard, and we're yet to see the results. We're yet to see that life-changing moment that we're waiting for, or we're yet to see the things that we've written down or set out come to pass. With this question, what I would say is just keep going. It sounds cliche. It sounds generic. Yeah, keep going. Don't give up. You never know what's around the corner. But yeah, that's the honest truth. And I don't really feel like there's any other advice I can give you apart from keep going and just trust in the process. And if you're someone of faith, trust in Allah. What keeps me going, I would say, is the fact that I know that Allah will never put me in a situation that I can't handle. And whatever is destined for me has already been written. Before I used to feel like, why is it not happening? I want it to happen now. I've been putting in all this work. I've been trying my hardest and it's still not happening. I'm not seeing the results I want. Then I asked myself one day, what if what you're chasing so bad is not even written in Allah's plans for you? That's why I asked myself, what if what you're chasing is not even written in Allah's plans for you? How do you know Allah doesn't even have something better for you? How do you know Allah doesn't want you to remain in the position that you are in because He knows that you coming to Him and you asking Him to change your situation is the only way that will keep you coming back to Him and praying to Him? So if Allah sees that by keeping me in the situation that I'm currently in is helping me increase in my knowledge and understanding in Islam and helping me be more prayerful towards Him, He will keep me in that situation until He feels fit to remove me from that situation. So that's the way I look at life. Now, obviously, it does get to me, and I'm sure it gets to a lot of people, where you're putting in so much work, you're trying your hardest, and you don't see the results. But what comforts me and what keeps me going is when I pray to Allah, I ask Allah to allow me to have the things that are beneficial for me and that will bring me happiness and that is right for me. I also ask Allah that if what I'm chasing or if what I'm asking for is not going to be beneficial for me or is not going to be of any use to me, remove it from my life. And when I see that certain things are being removed from my life or I'm not getting certain things, I just see it as a blessing because I know that Allah will not take something from you and not give you something better. Or you will not give something up for the sake of Allah, for Allah not to give you something better. I know that whatever you give up for the sake of Allah, Allah will give you better, inshallah. That's just my perspective on that question. Just keep going and trust in the process and trust in Allah. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start a business idea but is worried about what people may think or say? Whether you do good, whether you do bad, or whether you do nothing at all, people are going to talk. So if you know people are going to talk when you do good, when you do bad, or if you do nothing at all, wouldn't it make sense to just go for whatever you want to do because you know they're going to talk anyways? So I don't feel like your reason for not doing that business idea should be based on other people's opinions. One thing you got to understand, we're all going to go one day. No one's going to live forever. So why not live knowing that you've done everything to try that business idea that you wanted? What if that business idea is part of your journey? What if that business idea is going to catapult you into the next stage of your life that you've been waiting for? So just keep on going. Do you think social media is good or bad? Social media is both. Social media has its benefits and it has its flaws. Social media can be good for exposure. It can be good for putting out your content, your creative ideas. It can be good for gaining knowledge. Social media can also be bad because it can be very toxic. It can also be very negative. All the things you don't want it to be. Social media is good and bad. How are you finding your journey in Islam as a revert? I like this question. And the honest truth, it's been amazing. Alhamdulillah. Since I've come to Islam, I now have a positive outlook on life. I had a positive outlook before, but I have an even more positive outlook in life. The reason why, because I know that everything I'm doing, it's in Allah's hands. Good things that are happening, it's in Allah's hands. The bad things that are happening, it's in Allah's hands. Allah knows everything. And since I've been in Islam, I feel like I've met some amazing people. I feel like Allah has blessed me with understanding the real purpose of life. He's put me in positions where I now understand what He wants me to do in this life. And inshallah, He will allow me to complete everything He wants me to do, inshallah. What advice would you give to your younger self? I like this question. And the advice I would give to my younger self is, I knew you were always going to make it. I knew you were always going to make it. I see someone say this exact comment on, I think I saw it on social media somewhere. Like literally, the way that my mind is set up, inshallah, I know I'm going to make it, and I know Allah will take me to where He wants me to go, inshallah. So yeah, that's what I'd say to my younger self. And I also say to my younger self, just trust the process. By me trusting the process, it's allowed me to have more faith in Allah. So yeah, just trust the process, and I knew you were going to make it. Next question. Do you ever run out of ideas of making fashion, fitness and lifestyle content? All the time. But then again, it always comes back to me. What I would say is, don't feel bad if you run out of ideas of making content or whatever creative industry you're in or whatever you're doing. If you run out of ideas of making content, sometimes it's okay to take a break. Don't feel like if you're not releasing content constantly, you're falling behind or you fell off. Don't feel like that. You want to make content that you're proud of. You want to make content that you're happy to put out, and you want to make content that you can look back on and think, yes, I really enjoyed making that content. So if you run out of ideas of making content, take a break, brainstorm ideas and come back stronger. Next question is, what makes you happy? What makes me happy is seeing my family and friends happy. When I know that they're good, I'm good. So as simple as that, that's what makes me happy. What is one of your happiest moments in life? One of my happiest moments in life has to be the day I took my Shahada and I reverted to Islam. Alhamdulillah. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my YouTube channel. It's called Why I Reverted to Islam. I'm going to put the thumbnail right here so you know which video I'm talking about. So go and check that video out if you haven't seen it already. It explains why I reverted to Islam. The next question is, why did you cut your hair? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I used to have dreads. The reason why I cut my hair is because, alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with the opportunity to go to Saudi Arabia, Mecca, to perform Umrah. And for those of you that don't know, when you complete Umrah, you're required to shave or trim a specific amount of your hair. Whilst I was out there, I trimmed some of my locks. So when I came back, alhamdulillah, this is the new style I went for. The last question is, why is your religion important to you? The reason why my religion is important to me, which is Islam, is because Islam came to me at a point in my life where I didn't even know I needed it. And alhamdulillah for the transformation it's done for me, the positive transformation it's done for me. Islam has so many benefits in my life. My life is not perfect, but alhamdulillah, I know that whatever I'm going through or whatever I've been through, it's all in Allah's hands, and He knows the reason why He's put me through certain situations, or why I'm going to go through certain situations, or where I'm going to end up in life. So, like I've said many times, I've never felt more at peace than the day I took my Shahada and being in Islam. Islam gives me a certain level of peace that I can't even explain. Yeah, it's so important to me because I know the value it brings to my life and the importance of having a relationship with Allah. This is my true calling in life, and this is the religion that Allah has called me to come to. That's why it's so important to me. I'm so grateful that Allah chose me to come to Islam. That's why it's so important to me. And inshallah, anyone who's considering reverting to Islam, may Allah guide you, may Allah protect you, and may Allah help you make that transition and revert to Islam, inshallah. So yeah, we're going to end it there. I think I answered about 21 questions. I hope you've got a better understanding of who I am as a person, DTA lifestyle. For those of you that don't know, that's another question I'm going to answer. What does DTA stand for? DTA stands for Determined to Achieve. That's like my slogan, that's my logo, everything DTA, because we stay determined to achieve. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the questions. I hope you enjoyed my answers. And if you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell so you know when I upload. Take care and bye for now.